Here. What's up, guys? Happy Monday, June 5th, 2023. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Anybody catch the Yankees-Dodgers series? I don't remember what happened. I remember what happened. What up, Vic? What up, Steve? What up, Dang Lazy Mofo? Four-prong digger? What does that mean? I don't even know. We got some baseball tonight. Not a lot. Some. It's going to start early. Main slates are kicking off at what, 6:40 Eastern? So that's cool. Or, yeah, 6:40, right? What up, Fanatic? Hope you guys doing all right. Any fun stories from you guys? Any DFS hits? Guys, all right. So lately I've been like working out, going out, like, walking, jogging miles, doing all kinds of... Guys, I this morning, I stepped outside. I'm not making this up. A freaking kitten. A kitten. It's just a solo kitten. It just runs up to me. And I'm a big dude. Y'all see me. It's very rare creatures, like, just come up to me. This little sucker did... Let's see. He's on my bed. Like, he thinks he has a collar, too. Like, so he belongs to somebody. Come here. Let me show you off. Come here. Come here. This little rat, bro. And all he does, like, he won't leave me alone. I opened my door. He ran right into my little studio. So, I don't know if I have a cat or not. Or if a cat has me. But I need to figure out where he belongs. But he won't leave me alone. Anyway, I'll put him down. And he doesn't make noise. It doesn't meow. The only noise he makes is he's got this little bell. Now that like just happened. Like this cat will not leave me alone. So cats are unique, man. I dig ginseng, mostly 4-pronged. Oh, okay, I don't know what that is. I know it's like tea, right? Maybe bring you some good luck. Maybe it's a black cat though, right? They're not often associated. Long dry spell. Teams do horrible when I play them. Yeah, baseball gets streaky. Nah, I mean, like I try to like I wouldn't even try to bring him in. He just like follows me. So I have to I don't know. Maybe after lock, I'll knock on some doors with a kitten in my hand. Be like, yo, is this yours? He's a sweet little feller, though. Anyway, we do have some lineups trickling out, too, so we'll do some research here. Maybe we'll bounce back and forth. Maybe find a couple of props to get behind. God gave him to... Nah, he has a collar on, dog. I don't want some little kid be missing their cat right now, but... It's just very rare that an animal as small as that will look at me and be like, yo, that's an ally. I'm going up to him. Usually they run from me. This sucker all up under my feet. Alright, we're going to go game by game here, do a little bit of research, see if we can't make us a player pool. A broad look at today's slate. On the surface, it feels like that there's not a ton of upper echelon pitching. So it might be a bat-centric night, and it certainly might be a high-scoring night. Usually when pitching feels shallow, offenses do not. Let me open up Cruncher. Oh, by the way, if you guys are trying to get into Run DFS, I'm trying to move the domain to a different host, and it's like a process that might take a few days. So the website itself is inaccessible. So if you have a sub and you can't get in, hit me up on Twitter or Discord. You should be in the Discord if you have a sub. If you're trying to get a sub, hit me up on Twitter for like the next day or two. We'll only do it through PayPal. I feel like that's the only way I can do it for now. And then, yeah, we'll take care of you. So, Nola Snell. And then we get to Andrew Abbott, Braxton Garrett, Oviedo. So, yeah, pitching is shallow, and then it's also pretty coagulated in ownership. Blake Snell's always chalk when he pitches. Unfortunately, today it might actually make sense. Let's go look at the weather before we do anything else. Looks like the weather's pretty good, courtesy of Kevin Roth via Rotogrinder. Still chilly, winds it from left and left to right at 10 miles an hour. Good pitching weather. Chance of a few raindrops, nothing worrisome. All right, so it looks like a clean weather day, and that's good news. So game number 1, Tigers at the Phillies. We don't have lineups for either team yet. We do got Joey Wentz on the bump for the Tigers up against Aaron Nola. Nola this season has pitched to a 3.81 expected ERA, just a 21.5% K rate. Like many of his peers, he has not been as sharp this season as yesteryear or even the couple years preceding. But at home, if you believe in his ability to be a better pitcher in Citizens Bank Park than elsewhere, a 3.46 xFIP with a 1-4 K rate, and to his credit, gets a team like the Detroit Tigers with an 80 WRC plus against righties. Overall 24% K rate in this projected lineup, but everybody in the lineup strikes out over 1 in 5 times, and this is about as soft of a matchup as a struggling Nola can ask for. Like at all, right? So I definitely think it makes a lot of sense for him to be one of the more sought-after pitchers on this slate, considering how shallow the pool of pitchers is. And the Tigers have a 3.4 implied run total. Phillies, as we said, 5.3. So we're going to open up the player pool. We're going to start him off as a tier 2, but versus ownership, looks like he's going to get to tier 1 area. I don't know if I'll match the field at 50%. We'll see. Because, like I said, it could get real creative. But if I did, I would definitely have like a back pocket hedge stack. Whoop. Alarm. I'm reviving. Joey Wentz on the bump for the Tigers. 1.68 on the whip, 5.63 on the xFIP. Just an 18% overall K rate. Can't keep the ball in the park against righties. 2.25 home run per 9. And a 45% fly ball rate with a 36% hard contact rate on the road that has been exacerbated to a 2.65 overall home run per 9. Take him out of, Comerica, which is one of the deeper outfields. Put him in Citizens Bank Park, which is certainly not. It plays 14% better than average in home runs. This is a really good spot for a team like the Phillies. Schwarber, I guess leadoff Schwarber is the only way you can make this man work. Castellanos in a really good spot. This is just a really strong lineup, top to mid. Jesus, what are you doing? Uh-oh. Cat on my back. So Philly stack makes a lot of sense, so we'll put them in the stack list here. I would imagine they're going to be attached to a ton of ownership as well. Let's go see what kind of ownership we can get. This cat is climbing on my back. Oh, we do have confirmed lineups for this game, right? Let me open up Discord. Discord gets the lineups faster. Yeah, so they're going to stick with Schwarber in the leadoff, even against the lefty, which is, against this particular lefty, that's just fine, right? So we'll confirm these lineups while we're here. We got Schwarber, Casty. This cat, bro. Trey Turner, JT Realmuto. Bryson Stott is batting 6th. Drew Ellis. Edmundo Sosa. I just don't want to get clawed in the back here. Is that Dalton Guthrie? I guess I'll confirm all that in a second. Drew Elias. And then Tigers are looking like McKinstry, Baez, Badu, Torkelson, Nick Maton is batting 5th. Eric Haas, Miggy. Is that Andy Ibanez? And Jake Marisnick. So even with Ibanez dipping the K rate by a tad is still not going to change anything for me. So what up, ACP? Yo, ACP, what happened in the Dodgers-Yankees series, man? I missed the whole thing. He wants more camera time, bro. He won't leave me alone. Ah, fudge. Don't bite. What's wrong with you? Guys, 40 viewers now. A kitten just found me while I was walking to the door. I don't know what to do with him. He won't leave me alone. He's a little sweetie, but he also wants to play. What up, Jake? Hope you're doing all right. What up, Sean? The cat is lulling you into a false sense. Yeah, he's plotting it. I want to just put him outside, but he keeps coming to the door, and I just feel bad. Screw me. What? Screw me. What happened? Did the Dodgers not win the series against the Yankees? Surely they won yesterday when Aaron Judge wasn't in the lineup, right? Like, surely. It's Domingo Germán without Sticky Star. You guys look good. You got to get down. What up, Mamba? Another big takedown. 50K. God dang, bro. Didn't you? You're about to run the. Ow, fudge! Stop it! Stop it! All right, you know what? I tried. Oh, you guys to go chill outside for a little bit, little brat. If he's there after the stream. Mama, you hit in NBA too, right? So you in NFL now. You need to run the gauntlet, bro. The Triple Crown. What up, Get Money, Hustler? All right, let's green light it. It's laid back stream today, guys. Very short slate. India Banyas, Jake Marisnik, got it. Green light. Schwarber, Nick Cass. Yo, the Yankees don't play for 4 Mondays in a row. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Mondays. Yeah, it was Dalton. All right, fully confirmed. Oh, we went to go check Phillies ownership, right? Now that we actually have some lineups. 10+%. I expected that, but it makes sense. I think you're gonna have a traffic jam in ownership today. We just have to deal with it. It's a short slate, so we'll add Phillies to the stack list. For being honest, I probably get to stacking every team when it's all said and done on a 7-game slate. It just becomes a game of finesse in the ownerships. We'll see you in the World Series. I'll wait for. No, if the Astros make it to the World Series, y'all better watch out. Nah, the Rangers looking like a problem, man. Andrew Abbott only 4K. Yeah, Andrew Abbott's also projecting for extremely high ownership, and on this slate, unfortunately, I can't push back against some of the higher ownership guys. Hendricks owns the Padres. Not sure why Gunn is the Tatis thumbnail. 9-2 record. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pitcher versus Jersey, y'all. Royals. There's no way that Hendricks has faced this incarnation of the Padres 11 times. It's just not possible. So you're looking at completely irrelevant and unvaluable, not valuable stats. Royals at the Marlins. Next game on the docket. Reminder, everybody, early slate, or early lock for this main slate, 6:40 Eastern. Royals throwing out Carlos Hernandez up against Braxton Garrett. Do we have another promo for MLB? Yeah, I do. I forget what it was. I think it was $249. No, I think it was for the rest of the year. And this is only the dog days of summer because it's going to go back up when football comes. But I think the rest of the year is $249 with $100 credit towards Fantasy Cruncher. It will never get better than that. But like I said earlier, the website I'm trying to move the domain to a different thing. So if you want something like that, just hit me up on Twitter and we'll get you set up. Right now, PayPal would be the best way for that. Royals at the Marlins. Stop it with y'all are derailing me. Carlos Hernandez taking on Braxton Garrett. Royals have a 3.4 run total. The Marlins 4.3. By the way, when I say rest of the year, I mean rest of the calendar year, not just baseball. It's locking you in until January 1. So like that's why I say it's not going to get better than that. That's a pretty crazy offering. Hernandez and his offense. Hernandez has a 3.42 expected ERA, 1.2 on the WHIP. Offense is a implied run total of 30 or 3.4 runs. Hernandez is rocking a 32% K rate in 28 innings so far, so that's interesting. That's weird. That's suspicious. Braxton Garrett on the bump for the Marlins. Marlins 4.3 run total over there. Garrett's pitched to a 5.17 expected ERA. And if my memory serves me correct, when we were looking at ownership, Garrett was top 5. Meanwhile, Carlos Hernandez, unowned. Is Hernandez just a bullpen opener guy? Yeah, he is. So that makes sense. All right. Do we know it's going to be long, man, for the Royals? Mike Myers. Probably not getting to these guys. But I will probably put Mike Myers in the spreadsheet instead of Hernandez, just to give us some better feedback on the bomb detector, right? Myers has a real big problem getting lefties out. Jesus Sanchez, Luis Ariz. Don't really play Ariz for power anyway, so it's kind of a wash. Maybe if they pop the lid open in the roof, we'll get there. Royals 99 WRC plus against lefties. Marlins 92 WRC plus against righties. So for Garrett to be pulling this kind of ownership, what's good, what's bad? Well, what's good is a 2.5 xFIP against lefties and a 31% K rate, and they've decided, the Royals, to put out 4 lefties. So that's solid. So let's go look at the K prop for Garrett. Just 5.5. That's intriguing. I'm gonna nominate him for tier 3. I'm not overly interested or intrigued with the full stack of either team on the surface. So if I was running 20 or less, I probably wouldn't get there. Like I said, 7-game slate with so much ownership in a few spots. I will, in 150, stack every team or get to every spot. So maybe like a sub stack would be a recommendation here, but I'm just kind of cherry picking on the surface if I'm building 20 or less. Hit you up on Twitter. All right, bro. Mike Myers and Abbott DK double stack. You gonna play some Mike Myers? Mayers? I don't know. I keep saying Myers. I don't know how to. Yeah. He's got some good K numbers. 26% K rate, 11% swing and strike rate. Is he factored into the ownership projections? No, we're getting lineups, man. That's dooming. He is not. What would Myers have to do on DraftKings? Back-to-back 20 bombs, St. Louis, Detroit. I tell you what, on DK, I could probably get there to diversify a little bit. Certainly, some strikeouts in this lineup. Worried about power to lefties, but they only got 3 lefties, and only one of them really hit for power, and that's Jesus Sanchez. So I might join you, Shannon. Let's throw him in a tier 3. What up, Nathan? You think Mays gets ownership? Yeah, I mean, right now he's not factored into ownership projections, but that just might be like a coding thing. So maybe. I'd probably imply him for 10 to 15 just because of the way the slate shakes out. As DK only, that wouldn't make sense to get there on Fanduel. Manoah over under. Stack Cubs against Snell because ownership in Snell. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, in the full portfolio, we're probably gonna get hedge stacks against Nola and Snell just by process. You know, that type of ownership. It almost doesn't matter who the team is. This cat is at the door scratching. I hear him, little brat. Any power numbers? So Bobby Witt and Maikel Garcia. So Braxton Garrett, 295 average allowed to righties, a 1.54 homer per 9 to righties as well. 43% hard contact with a 9.4% barrel rate. So that does bode well for Bobby Witt, who since the beginning of last year, 242 ISO against lefties, has a 3.82 in the bomb detector. Maikel Garcia also has a really big grade with a 198 WRC plus. I'm assuming that is probably a little inflated on a short sample. We'll pull up those stats to see if we can substantiate it. We'll also look at his minor league body of work to see if he's on the right trajectory or if he started a little hot in his major league career. There we go, Maikel Garcia. Yeah, Manoah's been real bad. There's Aaron Nola, Manoah, Corbin Burns to an extent. There's been some really power play pitchers from even as early as last year that are off to an incredibly rocky start this season. It's almost inexplicable, especially a guy like Manoah. I've been on record, I've tweeted Like, I wish Manoah was on my team. He reminds me a lot of Jose Fernandez in a way, but like, man, there's been a couple like really quick fall from graces. Blake Snell even. I don't expect that to sustain for everyone, but man, sometimes pitchers degrade. Let's see. Garcia against lefties in the minors. Not a bunch of at bats there. 877 OPS. Meh. No homers against lefties in the minors in Omaha. And then I guess if we look at last year, Oviedo and play against the A's. Yeah. There's gonna be an interesting slate. Sometimes slates with a ton of ownership I don't like, and then sometimes I love it because the leverage is just there, right? It's for the taking. Like, I don't like when there's like incredible ownership on actually good plays, but based on the season Aaron Nola and Blake Snell are having, if those two failed, wouldn't be surprised. And then just, man, half of the field gets nerfed instantly behind the 8-ball. One homer against lefties last year, 872 OPS. So yeah, probably a little inflated on the power numbers here for Garcia, because he has had 38 at bats against lefties so far. One homer, 4 doubles. Is this pull rate and fly ball rate ridiculous? 46% fly ball rate, 34% pull rate. That's not crazy. 50% hard contact rate's really good. Really good. All right, let's check his regression tracker stats. There's a fun tab in the spreadsheet. Just check this out. Michael Garcia. So his expected slug is 396. Actual slug's 389, so it's not that bad. I think it might just be a little bit inflated from the Garrett side. So I like Bobby Witt. We've definitely got a big sample size of batted ball data from Bobby Witt. So 382 on the bomb detector. We'll keep an eye on that. He's $5,600. Wow. Salvi is $5,400 out here in Miami, Lone Depot Park. That's that's a spicy meet the ball. But those two would be certainly front runners for bomb calls against a guy like Braxton Garrett, right? So Garrett's gonna grab ownership, makes sense. Also allowing a 300 plus average and a 2+ homer per 9. Royals are gonna royal. I think I'm gonna go Substack Royals and Marlins. I really don't know if I get the 3 names that I feel great about against Myers. Myers has struggled against lefties, but there's only one lefty with power. So maybe say only a 13% hard contact rate. I'm walking him though, 12.5% walk rate. Okay. Evolve or get faded into, yeah. Tehran has been okay in his 2 starts, but I think smoke and mirrors. Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure I'm buying what he's selling long term, but it is kind of funny to see in short term how we've got amped up to pick on him, and he's just like holding his own, you know. Abbott and Garrett. Abbott's got a lot of ownership. Garrett's up there as well. Abbott's 3rd in ownership. Garrett's 4th. So 30%, 28%. Abbott, I get, man. 4K. What are you gonna do? We'll dive in. I actually haven't looked at his numbers yet, but it sounds like he is a pretty good pitcher for that price. So we'll look at that. Athletics at the Pirates. Next game on the docket. J.P. Sears up against Johan Oviedo. J.P. Sears pitching to a 4.87 expected ERA this season, 22% K rate, almost 13% barrel rate. Not what you want. We know the Athletics bullpen just insanely bad. 45% above average versus the rest of the league bullpens in walk rate. 10% above average in hit per 9, 18% above average in home run per 9. I mean, this is just always a juicy spot for any set of bats against them. Pirates are rocking a 105 WRC plus against lefties. And this lineup's kind of fun. McCutchen, been seeing that leadoff spot lately. I do love him more against lefties in the last couple of years. A 220 ISO against lefties since the beginning of last year. Brian Reynolds been pretty doggone good. So this is a fun lineup to get behind. And I certainly believe that the Pirates are going to be a full stack that I get to. See what kind of ownerships we'll have to put up with to do that. Decently owned Kutch and Connor Joe and Brian Reynolds leading at 10 plus. That's all right. I think there's going to be a couple teams where we get multiple guys over 10% ownership. So in the interest of the matchup, we'll pick up the Pirates as a full stack. Oviedo, a 1.55 WHIP, 3.89 expected ERA, a 20% K rate. So that's the bad. But what is still pretty good for Oviedo is that when he's not walking hitters, and he's walking hitters, don't get me wrong, 11.5% walk rate to lefties, 10.7% walk rate to righties. He still has that 11.2% swing and strike rate and a 17% called strike rate, and his barrel rate's pretty low. So if he could throw strikes, this matchup's really, really good. And there's a big lane here in the Athletics lineup, at least, yeah, this is a confirmed lineup, of just crazy K numbers. 30% aggregate from 2 through 6, right? Jace Peterson strikes out. Nick Allen strikes out. So, again, a pitcher that hasn't been great long-term, but can be great in some spots. Was it against the Cardinals? He had that ridiculous blow-up game earlier this season. I want to say it was St. Louis. Yeah, 29 fantasy points on 10 strikeouts. So every now and then, you can call them outlier games based on the body of work, but that type of swing and strike rate and this type of matchup certainly could play, right? So Oviedo, let me pull him up and look at his last couple games, just the advanced metrics, and then what is his ownership? 26%. So any spot that almost makes sense is grabbing a quarter ownership. It is what it is. Am I not signed in? See the video of the guy from Oakland where a guy jumps on the field for the game, ran the bases back to the stands, no one's stopping him. The security guards are like, I don't know if he plays for the team or not. Oh man, what a mess that Oakland situation is, huh? Man, I tell you what, Oviedo, I guess the Giants, he got back to 13%, but there's this stretch from April 30th to what was last month, May 24th, of sub 10% swing and strike rates, but got back to Washington. All right. XFIPs are elevated in all these games, so we want the second, third, and maybe the fourth game of Oviedo to show up, and that fourth game is in course, so it is what it is. We're going to put Oviedo in the tier 3. This is just such a weird slate, man. All of these pitchers with any ownership could collapse, and you're not surprised. Ryan Noda, Brent Rooker, and Seth Brown, all really good barrel rates. Like I said, if you're running 150, you're probably stacking any team anyway in a shorter amount of lineups, 50, 20, or less. Probably like 50. I would get to like sub-stack on the A's, but I don't know if I'd onslaught them in short lineups. So we'll do that. So Pirates full stack, Athletic sub-stack, playing Oviedo. There's really no redeeming quality in JP Sears. I guess a 22% K rate and a 12% swing and strike rate can play, but that 13% barrel rate backed by that bullpen, it's just really, really rough. And he allows a lot of bombs to righties and a high average to lefties so far. So only one lefty in this lineup, or in this projected lineup, right? Did this lineup come out? No, right? It did come out. All right, let's get that confirmed then. McCutchen, Brian Reynolds, Connor Joe, Santana, Castro, Key Brian Hayes, G. Juan Bay, Mark Matthias, Austin Hedges. All right, Austin. So one lefty instead of two Capita, it's Bay. Yeah, sticking with the Pirate stack here. What's up, Trey Make? I hope you're doing all right, brother. They drove past terrible 10 exits ago. I kind of touched on it on one of the most recent streams we did. It's a shame, man. It's a shame for any sports team to be in that state, and it's not like you're looking at them. Oh, they're tanking and they're rebuilding, right? Because I don't believe that that's what the Athletics do. You look at the Orioles last couple of years, tanking, rebuilding. Astros mastered it, right? There's some teams that the Marlins, but the Athletics, anytime that a player looks good, they just trade them away or they can't re-sign them. They don't pay them. So I don't think they're tanking to rebuild. I just think they just suck, and I don't know what the owner's incentive is, but it's one of those teams that I wish would change ownerships, and have a player take over. Not actual player, but like a player as a turn of an owner who will make some moves and spend some money. Because it's just not a fun product to put on the field, and it's just like basically having a minor league team up there that major league teams get a series off against. So I don't know. It's just I don't think it's good for the game for a situation like that to be happening. But then it's just, big old mess whether or not they're staying or moving to Vegas. Obviously, they announced that they are moving, but it could be a couple years. So it's a mess. It's a mess. Bizio, Kevin Kiermaier. All right, Blue Jays lineups confirmed. Up in Toronto, we got Brandon Bielak up against Alek Manoah. Manoah has been a exhibit A of what the heck happened to you this year versus last year, even the year before. 6.4 expected ERA. And we've got innings, 57 innings pitched, a 17% K rate, a 1.7 whip, walking righties at a 12% clip, walking lefties at a 16% clip, really struggling to get lefties out, 273 average allowed, 171 home run per nine. Wow, it's just really, really rough. And the field is starting to adjust. Only 10% ownership on Manoah today. So I can't even, expect to be happy about bad chalk on Manoah. It's just rough, man. It's just rough for him. So Astros below 100 in WRC plus against righties. We'll see what this lineup comes out looking like. But Yordan Alvarez, Breggy, and Tucker with three guys that I would certainly be hyper-focused on to pick on Manoah, and then just expect Manoah to continue to struggle. Sure. Is it worth getting to Manoah for, a Remember Me game? Man, I wish, like when we look at Oviedo, we still see that 11+% swing and strike rate. When we look at Manoah, he's not missing bats like he used to. 8.5% swing and strike rate on top of a 9% barrel rate. So it's not there. At 10% ownership, would you scatter a few in the back end if this Astros lineup was funky? Well, Astros lineup just came out. Reggie, Tucker, Abreu, Corey Julks is batting 7th. No, I did that wrong. Jose Abreu, Corey Julks. I don't know, man. I just don't feel the warm and fuzzies on getting to Manoah here. But in the interest of being contrarian on this slate this big, I wouldn't point and laugh at you if you did. But I don't think I'm going to do it. Bielak on the Astros side. He just had a really strong game. Was it against the Cubs? No, Minnesota. Rocked a 10-to-1 ground ball to fly ball ratio with 6 strikeouts, 5.2 innings. So that was good for him. That Minnesota lineup has been strikeout prone, to say the least, lately. Overall, 11% swinging strike rate, 21% K rate. This is not a team that I really target for strikeouts, or really just like to target in general. Past his 3.19 actual ERA, Bielak is looking like a candidate for regression with a 4.43 Sierra, 5.48 expected ERA, and a 1.45 WHIP. So hard to get to him with any type of confidence. And then obviously that opens up the Blue Jays as a stack candidate. Blue Jays a 5.2 implied run total, amongst one of the highest on the slates. So we'll get them into the stack list. Dude, I can't shake this cough. It's been over a week now. What kind of ownership is on the Blue Jays? What's up, Brandon? How are you? Blue Jays sub 10% other than Bo Bichette. I dig it. Going to San Francisco in July, but I'll see the Giants. Yeah. My higher dollar single entry, I have Cincy 5-man, 1-off Ranger, 2-man Philly. Think about that. Makes sense. I feel like pitching is the key to tonight. You kind of say it any night, but some nights there's deep pitching that you like. Tonight it's like, man, there's 1-4 ownership on quite a few guys, and none of them are safe. You know. Brewers and the Reds. Next game on the docket. Julio Teheran taking on Andrew Abbott. So let's do some digging on Abbott. Andrew Abbott. Minor league 2.5 ERA, 54. Wow. 54 innings pitched, 90 strikeouts, a 0.93 whip. 1 second, guys. I gotta pick this guy up and see if he's still available. Let's pull up his splits. I mean, that's just like crazy for 4K, right? We've seen this before, right? The call-up pitcher that looks like a stud gets rocked, but I don't care. Probable starters, Abbott. Yep, he's available. It's more of a casual league, so I can get away with stuff like this. And I guess I'm going to drop Justin Steele since he's on the IL. And Abbott is now a member of the A-Rod Gummy Bears. All right, cool. 4.1 innings against lefties, 10 strikeouts, 11.1 innings against righties, 26 strikeouts. Let's look at last season. We get a broader sample size. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 20 innings, 34 strikeouts. So yeah, he's holding his own against both sides of the plate. Power allowed, minimal, 1 homer in 20 innings. That's really solid. A 1 ground out to air out ratio. Sub 1 whip, even going back to last year. This guy looks like a demon. I guess, what kind of length are we getting out of him lately? His last start on May 30th, 7 innings. Oof, good for him. 6. Yeah, this guy's looking like he shouldn't be $4,000 on DraftKings. So, man, that's a hard price point to fail in terms of value. So we're gonna do. Man, he might be tier 1 for me in ownership. Fudge, am I doing this? And he's a lefty, and the Brewers have been pretty rough against lefties. Let's do that. Brewers have a 74. You heard that. WRC plus against lefties this season. They strike out a really good amount. Just look at this. It's like a bad rainbow. So Abbott's looking like that dude. I hate to take strong stands on prospect pitchers, right? But in this spot, it just makes too much sense at 4K. Obviously, this part, Great American Ballpark, can fail and create a shootout. But man, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Abbott, and I'm really liking that 4K price point. It's gonna be cheaper than most of my bats today. Brewers have a run total of 4.6, so that's beefy enough. Reds 5.1. Teheran, 11 innings pitched in the majors, just a 12% K rate, a 5% swinging strike rate, with a 0.82 ERA, but a 5.51 Sierra, 3.42 expected ERA. So, in the major league level, when you have such a low K rate, such a low swing and strike rate, usually that's not going to be a sub 1 ERA for long. And looking at this Reds lineup, actually, let me look at this batted ball data. 66% fly ball rate to lefties so far for Teheran. I know we said that he was pretty solid in the minors, but it's so hard to not just think about Teheran's recent history in the major league level, right? In 2021, a 15.8 expected ERA in 5 innings. The man has 16 innings of the show in the last 3 years. You just feel like that's not going to hold up for long. But we'll see his minor league body of work here. The A-Rod steroid gummies. Do you guys remember that I think it was a 60 minutes or something like that. It was like some expose doc. It wasn't a documentary. It was on network TV, and the informant, the guy that says that he was in charge of giving A-Rod the stuff, said that he had it as gummies, and he would tell him what time to take them, blah blah blah, so it would be in his system. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny, so I named my MLB season-long team the A-Rod Gummy Bears, and I've been rocking that for like 6-7 years. Man, the strikeouts. Maybe the strikeouts will pick up. Certainly been not there at the major league level, but they were there in his minor league stint. The power to lefties was a problem. The power to really both sides of the plate. So we're expecting power regression. Maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of swing and miss, batted ball data. Oh, man, I just don't think I'm going to pitch Julio Teheran in 2023 in Great American Ballpark. But if he thrived or at least succeeded or didn't completely collapse against an 87 WRC plus Reds team, wouldn't be stunned. But man, from where I'm at now, I'm kind of like, I can't really justify clicking him with stats. It would be more of just a hopeful for a lucky range outcome, right? Teheran's at 1% ownership. Anybody out there in chat playing Teheran tonight? Don't think I will. 5 Ks in that first game, no Ks against Toronto. Was this swing and miss like 0 against Toronto and there against San Francisco? Let's go look at that. His ownership going to be higher than 25%. Yeah, I think as more and more content starts to get distributed, I can see the word being out on him. He juiced the Canseco, injected him in the butt. Yeah, that guy, I don't know why he was snitching. I guess he didn't want to go down by himself. 8% swinging strike rate against San Francisco. 75. He's throwing strikes, so good on him. Not really missing bats in 2-game sample, though. XFIP is through the roof. So XFIP is, just telling us that he's way more on the lucky side. 38% hard hit rate, 8% barrel. Average launch angle being 17. Remember, 15 to 20 is that like sweet spot for power. So it seems like he's on a little bit on the lucky side. So I'm more inclined to get to some of these Reds bats. And it certainly feels like lefties would be where we go, but we might only get 2 lefties in this lineup. Jake Fraley being the only one that makes any type of sense. 211 ISO. Has a 405 in the bomb detector. So I don't know if Jake Fraley comes with decent odds in terms of home run. Like if it was like over 600, I'd be kind of interested because he does have some good numbers against righties with some sample. And going into the minor league stretch, Teheran has been giving up power to lefties, and then in his 2 games in the majors, high fly ball rate, great launch angle. So a really good spot for Fraley. And 405 might be like one of the highest on the day. Number 3 behind Alvarez and Carpenter. So Fraley might be interesting. I don't know if anybody bets home runs. I usually don't get behind touting home run bets because some of these odds just feel dumb. Like Judge against Michael Grove was like 150, I think. I think it was plus 150 when it was tweeted out, and that's just crazy to be betting home run props at plus 150. That's just crazy. I think at one point Tatis in that Mexico game, I think he got to plus 110, which is got to be a historic number. So I don't even know if I guess Barry Bonds might have been negative minus money in Mexico, but man, crazy. Teheran whip's gonna blast higher. He's never blown below what? Yeah, there's a lot of numbers in Teheran's 2-game sample that seems kind of fraudulent. What's up, Bino? Hope you're doing all right. Which 2 teams equal the best 2 stacks with B. Garrett at 9K on Fanduel? I think the Phillies are looking pretty thick for me. And I'm kind of infatuated with the Pirates. because a decent OPS string in this confirmed lineup, and then the Athletics lineup, or the Athletics pitching staff, once they get through Sears, who's like not great and has a high barrel rate, they get to one of the worst bullpens, if not the worst bullpen in baseball. So probably Pirates and the Phillies are the two most intriguing for me. All right, Steve, good luck to the Red Sox. I actually mean that. I would love the Rays to start taking some L's. So good luck to the Red Sox. I get the best lineup I ever had. You think so? Let's go. I hope so too. Get that paper. All right, so that means we will. I think I'm going to get to a Reds full stack. Great American Ballpark. We're stacking the park. Abbott pulling that type of ownership. We got to have a little insurance policy. So we'll go Brewers 3-man. Might get the Brewers tonight. Yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to get to crazy dumb teams pre-flop because of the ownership on the opposing pitcher. Because there's cases against them all, right? Nola's been rocky. Blake Snell is Jesus. He's all over the place, right? Andrew Abbott, he's a rookie call-up in Great American Ballpark. Braxton Garrett's been rough. Benefit of the matchup for all four of those pitchers. Same with Oviedo. But their stuff just hasn't been elite. So sometimes bad hitting beats bad pitching. So if you don't get the best version of those pitchers today at those ownership, inversely, you're going to get, like at 51% ownership on Nola, I would imagine the Tigers on this slate is going to be sub 5%, right? Exactly, sub 5%. So I don't think it's crazy to just go way off the board tonight on a shorter slate where we have so much coagulation. But unfortunately, like, it makes sense. Like, it's not like Blake Snell usually is dumb chalk to me compared relative to what's on the board. Today, it's not really that dumb. It is what it is. It's just one of those slates. We'll move on to the Cardinals and the Rangers. Rangers been booming. We do have a confirmed Cardinals lineup, and we got a confirmed Rangers lineup. Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Nate Lowe, Adolis Garcia, Josh Young, Jonah Heim, Mitch Gava, Madden 7th, Ezekiel Duran, Leody, Fudge, spell, I can't type today, Tavares. Cool. Alright, Cardinals 4.7 run total, the Rangers 5.5. Rangers have been putting the ball over the wall and scoring a lot of runs lately. Have we seen a roof update for Globe Life? I'm a Twitter service says roof is open, but that, let me actually click that because that could just be. Rangers offense looking like a problem. Looking like a problem. So it looks like the roof is going to be closed tonight via Globe Life Field Twitter account. So usually plays better for pitching, but good hitting. It's just good hitting. Let's put that up over there. And we're zooming. Where did it go? Oh, it didn't transfer. So for documentation, Globe Life roof is closed via Globe Life Field on Twitter. What up, Mario? Texas, Pirates, Miami, Phillies. I'm definitely, yeah. I don't know how I feel on Miami, but I'm completely with you on those other three. But like I said, I don't think there's a dumb stack today. 74 viewers, 24 likes. Can we get the 40? 40 likes. Hit that thumbs up, man. You're vibing. Be a vibe. Adam Wainwright taking out Martin Perez. Wainwright pitching to a 6.48 expected ERA. 1.71 on the whip. A 13% K rate. A 13% barrel rate. not what you want. He is not missing bats, and he has given up a high barrel rate. So this Rangers team has been hot. 120 WRC plus against righties, slugging 460, almost an 800 team OPS. It's crazy. 188 ISO. I believe they lead the league in runs, and right now their run creation is crazy. And Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, Mitch Garver in the mix, man. This is a nasty lineup. So Adam Wainwright's going to have his work cut out for him. And the Rangers, after this weekend, are not a secret. So Rangers full stack is a must, right? We have to have exposure to that. That has to be attached to a lot of ownership too, I would assume. Let's double check that. The Rangers. It's actually not as high as I would have thought. Only 2 guys over 10%. So we've seen higher numbers over in Philly, and I want to say maybe the Pirates had 3 guys. So I can get behind this. If this holds up, I like it. Reds lineup very righty heavy. Yeah. Like I said, that's why only Jake Fraley stands out to me. Like I guess it wouldn't be a shocker if Tehran held his own at 8,700 and he's at no ownership. Like I might have to meditate and do some circles on that to see if I want to get there. But it's just like you know those numbers. He's gonna fall eventually. But if it wasn't against this version of the Reds team, then I wouldn't be surprised. Martin Perez, 154 on the whip, 5.31 expected ERA, 16% K rate. Cardinals a 115 WRC plus against lefties, so we might have ourselves a sneaky shootout. We do historically in the last couple of years love the Cardinals against lefties. At least I do, and these names just make too much sense. Edman 200 plus ISO against lefties. Doesn't strike out. Goldie, a 300 plus ISO against lefties since the beginning of last year. Nolan Arenado, same thing. It's a dangerous 1 through 4. There's no shot we get a nerfy opportunity for this game in the first inning, right? Or even hits. No, they're shuffling the deck of cards. You get Martin Perez and Manoah for half a run? That's interesting. What about hits as well? I kind of like the Manoah Martin Perez nerfy over. Or I guess it would be Yerfy. Yerfy? Hold up. Copyright that. Alright, so we're gonna attack both offenses. I don't think there's really a reason to get to either pitcher. Put them in the blender. Betson's got some pop. Back swipe ups. That's just a horrible start. Yeah, a couple hitters are slow out of the gates. A lot of pitchers slow out of the gates. So offense only for me here. Both sides. Shootout possibly. I'm in it. Tehran's always been equal opportunity home runs to both sides like crazy. Yeah. Those strikeout numbers in the minors though are so high. What was going on? 1 game left on the docket. Reminder, if you guys are looking for the RunDFS.com stuff today, maybe tomorrow, I have to see. If you want to get into it, you have to hit me up on Twitter or Discord. You can DM me on Discord as well for in a similar Discord. And we'll do the transaction via PayPal. Trying to migrate the domain to a different host, and it's just like it's a couple-day process because of DNSs and things that make no sense. But if you do want to get into it, hit me up on Twitter or Discord. What were the prices? I forget. I think it's $20 a week. It would do $70 a month, or the $249 for the rest of the year will be out there. And for the next few days, it have to be done via PayPal. If not, it'll be back on the board, hopefully by either tomorrow or Wednesday. Kyle Hendricks on the bump up against Blake Snell in our main event. Cubs against Padres. Cubs 3.8 implied run total. Padres 4.9. Hendricks a 6.69 expected ERA, a 1.82 WHIP, 18% K rate. Just really low numbers. Only 9 innings of sample size, but even if we just leaned on last year, it's not that indifferent. Obviously, the expected ERA and WHIP rise, but even if it was straight up purely the numbers from last year, he's a well below average pitcher and well below average expectations. And the Padres have certainly been playing below expectations. So this is another good spot for him. Stop me if you heard that before, but I'm going to be interested in the Padres. And makes a lot of sense, right? So we'll get to a Padres stack. I'm not going to pitch Hendricks. Blake Snell makes more sense today than he has on other slates when he's been obscene chalk. He's almost 10K on DraftKings. Value is completely subjective today. I don't necessarily care, especially when Abbott exists. It really doesn't matter what the price is. You're just trying to get raw points here. Blake Snell has touched the sixth inning, or at least completed 6 innings more often than maybe you would think, 4 times in his last 6 games. So good for him. The walks have been the problem for him all year. Just generally a 12.5% walk rate to lefties, 14% walk rate to righties. Can the Cubs stay patient here? Maybe a 123 WRC plus for the Cubs against lefties. They definitely can give Blake Snell fits. Snell feels like the most likely to implode versus like Aaron Nola. But I get it. I'll probably be on both sides, but I'll probably undercut the field at that projected ownership, which was 36%. So I probably will find myself closer to 25%, and I would have both sides of the coin, because I think if the right Cubs lineup drops, a Patrick Wisdom, Hap strikes out a lot, but this is just a really good team generally against lefties in terms of run creation. So I'm going to be on both sides of that. And if Blake Snell's not throwing strikes, easier for them to break through and have that big inning. So let's go Blake Snell in the 3. And then I'm gonna put the Cubs for now. I'm gonna make sure the Cubs put out a proper lineup. And then we'll put Cubs and Padres offenses. We're not going to pitch Kyle Hendricks, right? Phillies, Pirates, Blue Jays, Reds, Rangers, Cardinals, Cubs. So these are the full stacks that stuck out to me going game by game, and these are the sub stacks. If I had to get to 4, and like if I was making 20 lineups or less, I'm thinking it's the Phillies, Pirates, Rangers, Cardinals are the 4 favorite offenses for me in terms of just onslaught upside. Woo. I can't wait for this cough to be done. Reds official lineup is out, right? So let's get that updated. All right, you guys got any questions, comments, concerns? Throw them at me. Or any ideas, anything like that. And I'll get us out of here. Jake Fraley's leading off. Already one of my only favorite bat here. Leading off, that's huge. Jonathan India batting 3rd. Spencer Steer. Nick Senzel, Tyler Stevenson, Kevin Newman, Will Benson, and Luke Mal. Boom, all set. So, man, for this slate to lock at 640, there's only 3 teams that don't have lineups out yet. The Brewers, the Cubs, and Padres. So, we might be able to set our stuff early and forget it early, What do we got here? Scumdacker special. Yeah, this is a great Scumdacker spot. Were you in ECW, and was Danny Doring a tag team partner? No, but I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Roadkill, right? No, I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. What's up on the bomb detector? Who's at the top? Fraley was one of them. Carpenter's up there as well. Carpenter's actual stats have not been great this year, but he's always popping at the top of the bomb detector. Remember, the bomb detector considers batted ball data from last year as well, just because I didn't want to have too short of a sample size. So that's interesting. So we can actually go look at Matt Carpenter's batted ball data this year, because I think he's a heavy, like one of the crazy pull rates of baseball. Rice is back for the Brew Crew. That's good. Man, Roadkill, that's a random throwback. I do wrestle, though. You know that, Anthony, right? Good name, by the way. Let me look at Carp's batted ball data against righties. What the heck did I click? Lineup analysis, huh? Corey Seager at the top. You think so? I certainly wouldn't be against some Corey Seager. Love for some power. Tower of Power. 90 viewers. 30 likes. Give me the 40, y'all. Be great. One time. I don't know what I just did. There we go. It's almost that time for a new PC, man. This old Bessie's been good to me for 5 years, but it's almost time. So against righties, 3 homers, 8 doubles. So, I mean, he's in for some pop. I saw a tweet last night, and they were harping on his average, 165 average. But what's the pull rate? So against righties, 54% fly ball rate, 56% pull rate, 28% hard contact rate. What's the regression tracker saying on Matthew Carpenter? Last season was just so crazy for Carp. Oh, he's just not in the... Okay. 34, 37. There we go. What up, Jimmy? Hope you're doing all right. Did I miss anything as far as questions, comments, concerns? No. His average and slug versus the balls Wainwright throw are the highest I've ever seen in my life. For Corey Seager. Yeah, you ain't got to sell me too hard on Corey Seager. All right, I'm going to get us out of here. We got 90. I don't know why we keep end up on the air opposite each other, but if you guys are newer to the stream, or if you guys joined us on Friday, you saw the homie Terry working on launching his stuff. Let me pull up his. If you guys want to go check out some more content, or if you just want to go show some love, I've been trying to support Terry in his endeavor. He's putting out a ton of really, really good stuff. So let me pull this up over on the main screen. If nothing else, he's at 94. Let's go get Terry to over 100 subs right now, right? And then I'll get us out of here. I'm putting 100 on his homer prop every day until he hits. Let's go. There's a link to Terry's stream right now. I'll go over there and like it up. He's at 94 subs. I'm going to get us out of here. But if you guys want to continue the baseball chatter, you know, he's right up there. I put him above me. I think he's a genius. So go check him out. He's got 25 viewers. If we can pull 40 of us over there, get him to 60-plus viewers, I'm going to drop in, check him out. Let's get him going, man. I appreciate you. It's Terry by himself. He's kind of like me, man. We've got a deal, but they're not using us, so we're just bored, man. We don't like sitting on the sidelines. So yeah, we'll see. Let's go check him out, though. Let's go check him out. Love you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Twitter.com/Gundacker if you got anything else, or hit me up on Discord, man. I'll see you guys mañana. Oh, I had the chat hidden on the stream. Whoops. Good luck. God bless. Go on some money.